Good morning, YouTube, and today we have Six Samurais. This is not your typical Six Samurais, as you can see with the great Shogun Shien. It's very fun, in my opinion, but, you know, let's just do the cards, do the talking. Starting off, we have one great Shogun Shien. I've always liked Shien, because if you get him out with a Synchro Shien, your opponent has to pick and choose, or you get to pick and choose, really, what your opponent's spell or trap card is. So it's a nice little bit of a lockdown. It gives you a 2500 beat stick. That's special summonable from your hand. Always fantastic. One Grandmaster, because it's just a special summonable monster. It gives you so many pluses. This deck can just keep on going off if you have it. Run a playset of Kizan. Kizan's, again, just another special summonable monster, but it's a 4-star monster. It's an Earth monster. This is one of your crucial monsters in this deck. You're going to be searching for him the most often in this deck. And I run a 1 Zanji. So, a recurring thing that you'll see in this deck is that most of my monsters in here have targets for asceticism. And so that was something I was trying to focus on a little bit more. So we have the Zanji to go into the Kizan. Usually you won't be going to Kizan to Zanji because he'll be at 2100 when you bring him out. But this is definitely something that's available for you. Next, we run 2 of Hatsumi. Hatsumi has the nice little banishing from graveyard to protect your monsters from effect that most of the secret Six Samurais do. That's tough to say. And then she also has the ability to banish 2 Six Samurai monsters from graveyard to special summon 1. So it's pretty nice. And her asceticism target is Mizuho. Mizuho is personally one of my favorites, and back in the day when I've had this deck build, I had her at 3 because she works really great in tandem with Shinai. Shinai is one of your few targets in here that doesn't have an asceticism target, but if you have a Mizuho, you can special summon a Shinai. If you have a Shinai, you can special summon a Mizuho. It's unlimited amount of monsters per turn. You can use the Mizuho to pop your Shinai, pop a card on the field, and you get something back with Shinai, so it's just a nice little recursion, and then there's 2 level 3 monsters that are just fantastic for the deck. Next, we run 2 Secret Six Samurai Granba. Man, it's tough to say Secret Six Samurai over and over again. Anyway, he has a traditional effect of banishing, the Six Samurai effect of banishing if it's destroy. When he's normal summoned, you could target a banished Six Samurai monster, add it to your hand. Pretty nice, he's a tuner, and he's 2100 defense is nothing to complain about. His asceticism partner is Spirit of the Six Samurai. It's a nice little union monster. It gives you, the union protection. It's a level 3 monster, Earth, which works really well with this deck. He's definitely going to stay in here until the new promo comes out. Hopefully that's a 500 monster that goes with the Granba, but he's great, especially until that time comes if you need the extra little protection. Next, rerun 2 of Kagemusha. Kagemusha's always been the best tuner, in my opinion. Some people will now argue with the new Fuma, but, you know, Kagemusha has always been great, gives you protection, nice defense, and his asceticism target is Elder, the Six Samurai. Again, just these 2 in your hand, turn 1, gives you an instant Shien. It's just great. Next, you'll see 2 of Fuma. She's your 1-star tuner, fantastic if she's destroyed by anything. You can special summon 1 Six Samurai monster from your deck, except for Fuma. And then she has the banish to protect from grave effect that all Secret Six Samurais do. And her asceticism target is Legendary Six Samurai Kageki. Kageki is a great monster. You can normal summon, special summon a monster from your hand. Always great. Moving on to our spells. We run a Gateway, 3 Six Samurai United, and a Shien's Dojo. These are your Bushido generators. If you draw multiple of these, especially with your Gateway, you can just go off, explode. It's pretty darn nice. Shien's Dojo is nice because Fuma is your 1-star monster, so you have a target now to special summon with just normal summoning 1 Six Samurai. And then United is always great consistency and just Bushido generators. Again, I've been bragging about asceticism this entire time, so I run a playset of them. Pretty darn cool. Next, we run Shien Smoke Signal and Reinforcement of the Army because this deck doesn't have enough consistency. That's the thing, is that this deck is very consistent. You may not win all the time, but you're definitely going to be able to potentially do a lot, even if your opponent ashes you. So it's pretty nice in that aspect. 1 Monster Reborn because Monster Reborn is back. 1 Soul Charge because, again, you need as many monsters on the field as possible, so it's pretty darn cool. One Dark Hole because the deck kind of suffers a little bit going second, so it's nice just to be able to have that. I don't know, board wipes are something that's arguable all the time. Plus, you have plenty of protection in your deck, so Dark Hole's not that bad. You can run a Raigeki instead, but I don't mind it. Next, run a playset of Double-Edged Sword Technique. Gives the 6 samurai monsters, always been fantastic. And a Judgment just to round up our traps. Next, in this really weird extra deck, we run Honor Clock Taker, two Mrs. Radiant, a Deco Talker, and a Skull Dread. You can definitely, if you wanted to, you could potentially max out on Link Monsters and Shians and just go off for days. I've extra linked with this deck before, not with this particular extra deck lineup, but with this main deck lineup, I just was like, okay, how far can I go? And I extra linked with it. It's pretty darn cool. You can go for that, but I like the more synchro potential that this deck can have, so this is just my only lineup for the Links. I run a Break Sword because we're running a lot of 3-star monsters in here, and Break Sword kind of come in clutch a few times, so it's my 1 3-star Xyz monster, Tornado Dragon, and Comics Hero King Arthur because my name is Arthur. Obviously, replace this with Baguska, whatever you want to, but since it has my name on the card, I figured I'm going to run it, Black Ollie Wally. Moving on to our synchros, we run 2 Shians, a Beast, a Barkion, a Goyo Guardian because his new requirements are Earths, and you have potentially to do that if you have a Kagamusha and a Kizan. You can definitely go into Goyo Guardian. Always been a fantastic, just 6-star synchro. 1 Colossal Fighter. Again, you can pick something else if you want to, because this is more of like a gimmicky fun thing, because he recurs himself from grave. He gains bonuses for all your 6 samurai monsters because they're all warriors, and he's just a pretty nice little threat that people underestimate all the time, so I can run him in there at 1. And rounding up, we run the 1 Fusion Kiharan because he's fantastic, just banishes your opponent's stuff. It's just a nice little contact fusion that this deck has, and it makes it so much more nice and gives you a few little more options you can go into to make this deck pretty darn awesome. And that's going to be it for my take currently on 6 Samurais. There's definitely so many different options. There's the True Draco one that works a lot better than this. There's other pure builds that work, again, a lot better than this. But this is something I've had a great time playing with. Gives me a decent amount of success, and it's just a lot more fun and gives me some nostalgia factor, obviously, with a Great Shogun Shian. And gives you some nice new little support with the Secret 6 Samurai monsters. And hopefully you can take something from this and have some fun with it. Anyway, thanks and have a great